Hey everybody, welcome back to Comic Crow. And I figured, given the name of the channel, I should probably talk some comic book news every now and again. And this lawsuit going on over Rippaverse and the ISOM comic and the International School of Ministry, I want to give my thoughts and opinion on it. Now, I'm not a lawyer, okay? I'm not a lawyer. I think everybody knows I'm not a lawyer. I'm a guy that likes comic books, and I like Eric July. I think he's made a few mistakes in how he's handled this situation, but if I'm being very charitable to the International School of Ministry, I believe they're just being very opportunistic. Listen, I took a look because I was like, well, what's the actual value of this location? And their total assets, everything that they have, is about $2.4 million. So hearing about, hey, this guy had one comic book issue and was worth $3 million. Yeah, I think it's a very opportunistic lawsuit. So I see people calling them like fake Christians and everything. It's like, no, this is par for the course. this is par for the course, honestly. I have a statement by Eric. I mean, he put out a 12-minute video. The most important thing I really wanted to understand is where the name ISOM comes from. For those of you who are unaware, ISOM is the comic book that Eric July has put out. And in some sort of like bizarre fucking trolling attempt, somebody contacted the International School of Ministry and basically set this entire thing in motion. I'll be honest, I think eventually they may have just tried to do something like this if they ever found out the value of his company. But they basically contacted them, pretended that they were contacting the International School of Ministry because, they were so concerned and wanted to thank the International School of Ministry for giving Eric July permission to use ISOM. It was bullshit. We all knew it was bullshit. They put out a statement. Eric put out a statement. It seemed like they were trying to work things behind the scenes together. And recently they chose to, just go forward with the lawsuit. According to Eric, what they demanded was not just money. They wanted a continuous share of his profits because of the name. Now, to me, that's where I really am just like, okay, that is bullshit. Okay, that is bullshit. In terms of what Eric could have done differently, I think he could have changed the name of the character. That would have made it so that his original, I saw someone talking about, they're like, well, then his original comics would have had like more of a rare collector's value and he could re-release the first editions with the new name. I think that may have worked, but there's an actual reason why Eric is intent on keeping the name. And we'll go into it. I want to read through this statement. It is with deep sadness that Good Shepherd Ministry, yeah, I'm sure it is, International announces that its efforts to reasonably settle its ISOM trademark dispute with Mr. Eric July and his business, Rippaverse LLC, have been unsuccessful. Good Shepherd had hoped to avoid the time, effort, expense, and uncertainty associated with litigation, but settlement negotiations have reached an impasse. And this is what I'm wondering. Eric is claiming that they wanted continuous share of his profits, right? Meaning anytime he put out a comic, he would have to give these people money. I don't think that is right. However, this is going to proceed with the lawsuit, and I am wondering if they actually made that demand of Eric July and if that will come out in the lawsuit. Good Shepherd will now serve its lawsuit on Mr. July's company and seek relief in court. With the serving of this lawsuit, all previous settlement offers are off the table. Good Shepherd intends to defend with everything it has its good ISOM name. We created that name over 25 years ago and have grown it prolifically on a global scale in the ensuing decades. We are at peace knowing that we tried hard to resolve this out of court through a simple settlement. Even though we failed, we are confident that a jury trial and the legal system will bring a just resolution to this matter. Yeah, I am curious because, listen, trademark law is a very unique subject, and at the end of the day, they are both using ISOM. The core issue in this dispute is trademark infringement. A basic test for trademark infringement is whether consumers are likely to be confused as to the source of the trademark things. In other words, are consumers likely to think there is a connection between 1, Good Shepherd's decades of using its ISOM trademark and Good Shepherd's U.S. registration of its ISOM trademark, and 2, Mr. July and his company starting a little over a year ago and use ISOM as the name of a graphic serial novel character? I'd say no. As mentioned below, we already are far past a likelihood of confusion. We have evidence that Mr. July and his company have caused actual confusion. I am genuinely curious what evidence they have that there was actual confusion. It's going to come up during the trial, right? So is there just like there has to be like an actual legal basis for that from what I understand. So I'm really curious what the hell they're going to try to pull. Mr. July and his company used our ISOM trademark as a character name and title to launch their Rippaverse company. They found a receptive audience, and every month their infringing use of our ISOM trademark has been increasing. This is being accomplished through search engine optimization, social media posts, and other online postings that highlight our trademark ISOM name. As a result, their infringement of our ISOM trademark is now at a point where it is colliding with our customers and our organized use and cannot be ignored. The recent lawsuit controversy over their infringement has only amplified everything and resulted in extensive coverage of ISOM on podcasts, blogs, vlogs, X, and YouTube channels. These are only adding to the confusion. Let's keep going through it. I don't think that they're going to explain everything in this post, but you need to have some type of correlation, and I don't think that they do. I think that it's going to come down to, hey, we had this name first, you used that name, and that means that you owe us money. I don't think that they have much more of an argument than that, but I guess we'll see how it plays out. Here are some of the many reasons for the likely and actual confusion. Both organizations spell the ISOM name in the exact same. Okay. As a result, internet searches for the word ISOM bring up both organization and products side by side. Under images and on YouTube, this confusion is amplified. Social media hashtags including ISOM are similarly confusing, especially ISOM. Whoa. Are you trying to explain that people were using hashtag ISOM to refer to you? And that when he made the comic book, that's what impacted you. You have to provide proof for that, right? Like ISOM, the International School of Ministry, is not a social media fucking company, right? It's not even a company that advertises heavily through the use of social media, right? Like their business, the way that it's run, is very different from this guy, like as an independent comic book creator. So man, that seems like such a bullshit argument, but if they have proof, they have proof. Both organizations pronounce the ISOM, fuck off. Both are like, how else are you supposed to pronounce it? ISOM, like fuck off. Both organizations are engaged in the online sales of publishing content. Both organizations have products that have a Christian theme or mark. Mr. July included a cross on his character's belt. You don't have a right to trademark the fucking cross of Jesus Christ. Like, oh my God, that is insane. That's actually insane. Good job, man. Both organizations have overlapping conservative Christian audiences. Do they? Okay, so like, other customers of the International School of Ministry were purchasing the comic book and they were confused. Like, I don't think that that's true. Both organizations are involved in charity work. Now, this is true. Okay, Eric July did like one charity thing, so I like this. This is a legitimate point. Okay. I wouldn't even try to argue against that. Both organizations have merch products that look very similar. Oh my God, are you going to claim that you have the cross on some of your products and he has the cross on some of his products? Because then you are trying to trademark religious iconography, and I don't think that is going to fly. But go for it. As mentioned above, Mr. July's use of ISOM is not just likely to cause confusion. Already we have come across many examples of people actually being confused as to whether we are the source of this here. Right, this here is where I'm curious. Okay, Hello, I apologize for such a strange email, but I just recently saw a YouTube video my son was watching, and I saw something that genuinely concerned me regarding ISOM. I may have misunderstood, but from what I understand, a man representing your brand stole money from children in need. Okay, this part here, this is part of the trolling. That's where this shit originated from. And then it blew up, and it's been a constant thing. Are these, like, I'm genuinely curious if they're going to say, well, we received this email. Eric is going to actually have to prove that there is like an online campaign to do this shit to him. And I don't think it's going to be that difficult because you have people who are openly bragging about doing this specifically to harm his company. So I am curious, but like that part there, he stole money. Like, I know where that comes from. I know that comes from Dick and Vito, like specifically from Dick and Vito, from their YouTube channel, and nobody else. So yeah, that is 100% from their community. I already know where that's from. Let's go to the next one. Hello, Dr. Gilfillan, or whatever. Firstly, I'd like to apologize for my accusatory email. I was certainly mistaken, and for that I sincerely apologize. I only somewhat knew of the ISOM program from a little over a year ago, where after I retired, I was able to focus more on my religion. I have been looking through different programs to advance my connection with the Lord, ISOM being one of its main programs I was looking into. I just felt the need to reach out to ensure that the faith wasn't being used for frankly despicable purposes. At least if I understood the video I overheard correctly, I learned a little more about the controversy from my son, and I learned after there was no connection between the two. Best regards, Robert. Wait. Is this the same person? Like, that's a little weird. So in this one, they're like, oh, look, it caused confusion. And then you had like right down here, they go, oh, actually, I looked into it more and I found out that you guys aren't connected in any way, shape, or form. Wouldn't that kind of kill your argument? Maybe, I don't know. Is there another one? No, wait, that's it? Bro, wait. No. Okay, all right, there's gotta be more. Okay, that's it. Okay, wow. Good Shepherd is a Christian ministry. It is 100% a 501(c)(3) nonprofit. That's just a tax write-off. Fuck off. These donations depend massively on public trust and financial and organizational integrity. Well, listen, this lawsuit has you have people trashing your company now, specifically because it's Eric's fans and they're ruthlessly massacring you online. So I don't see how you protected your company at all. This lawsuit seems like it's going to damage your public reputation because people are going to be saying the nastiest things about you online, and your goal is to what? Leverage money out of Eric's company? Maybe that works. I don't think so. As mentioned above, at great expense and effort, Good Shepherd adopted and has used for decades our name ISOM. That is how we are referred to all over the world. This is no different than other organizations like IHOP, IBM, and KFC. Yeah, maybe. Nah. The 1-minute video below is in our ISOM.org homepage and clearly shows the use of our ISOM name and the scope of projects we're involved with under our ISOM name all over the world. Oh, okay. Mr. July is not shy about his personally held beliefs and has a significant audience, especially on YouTube. While he is certainly entitled to his own beliefs, we do not want his belief statements and actions to be wrongly attributed to Good Shepherd because of Mr. July's use of our registered trademark ISOM. Specifically, and among other things, Good Shepherd is concerned about Mr. July's prolific use of unacceptable swear words. Okay, all right, listen, I'm good on this. I am genuinely curious about whether or not they try to get continuous money out of Eric for each of the comic books that he sells, like each new issue that comes out. Now, I want to play this video, and then I want to read this statement by EBS because I think it is important because, the Rippaverse fans, I don't think are doing Eric July any help. Okay, I really don't. I get where they're coming from. I do. But there's a tactful way of dealing with a situation like this, and I think that they're going to cause him a lot of problems. But in terms of why Eric wants to use the name ISOM, I'm going to play this in full, and I'm sure he has proof that these are actually his family members before he goes into $1 million lawsuit, but hey, maybe he's making the whole thing up.
But we have not infringed on the trademark rights of Good Shepherd. Though I'm telling this story publicly a lot earlier than I wanted, it is important that you know where the name ISOM originates. It is not an acronym. It is one of our characters' heroic name, and though he does have an in-universe reason for being named as such, which will be revealed in a later issue, the name ISOM is near and dear to me. ISOM launched what has been my dream company. The character and everybody attached to him were named with purpose. The character of ISOM was my way to honor my family. ISOM is the first name of the second generation patriarch of my family, ISOM Knox. He was born in 1851 in Arkansas. He's my great-great-great-grandfather. In the Rippaverse, ISOM's real name is Avery Silman, and his last name is based on ISOM's wife name, Mary Jane Silman, my great-great-great-grandmother. His first name, Avery, is based on my great-grandfather, Avery Knox, who was born in 1897 and is ISOM's grandson. So this character's first, last, and hero name are all based on real people that are my family members. The name ISOM predates Good Shepherd in both my family and other instances, many other instances. But it isn't just ISOM whose name is based on my family.
Okay, so there you guys have it, okay? If he literally made this trademark under the name of a family member, then, I mean, like, this is my issue with this lawsuit. I don't think that there is anyone who genuinely is confused by the International School of Ministry and their efforts to promote helping people educate on building like ministries or whatever the fuck it is exactly that they do, and an ISOM comic book character. Okay, if the argument is, well, he's got a cross, and like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. If anything, and this is where I say, like, if their goal is like spreading Christianity, then you going after him this way, I think that's obviously not going to help. If you honestly believe people are confused, again, this started because of a troll campaign against Eric July. All right, and this whole thing about, oh, well, Eric stole money. That comes from Dick and Vito's community, okay? The YouTube video that they're referring to, I guarantee you, like, because I've seen the fucking video, okay? Like, I remember watching this shit. It's when they were accusing him of scamming a charity and all this other crap, okay? That's where it comes from. So I know where this shit originated with. I want to see them actually provide some type of proof. Like they reference like 2 emails and they go, well, look, this person said that they watched a YouTube video from their son. And then the very next email is, well, actually, I looked into it and no. I mean, I hope they have better evidence than that. And Eric July uses a cross for his character. And we're going to trademark the fucking cross of Jesus Christ. Man, listen, dude, this is why I think organized religious groups they suck. But let me finish off with this statement by EBS. These replies from Rippaverse fans. Ladies and gentlemen, wise up and get real. You're making this work for Eric July. The ministry hasn't been fooled, and none of these "it was just a prank, bro" arguments are going to stop this lawsuit from rolling forward. They aren't naive. They're lawyers who are behaving both opportunistically and with an eye towards protecting their trademark. The problem is that all of the culture war bullshit associated with Rippaverse has attached itself via SEO to their trademark, which they've held for 25 years. The Comics for Kids charity controversy, whether real or fake, is now associated with the word ISOM, which is a real concern for them since their business is charity. If someone, well, they do charity work, but like they're a nonprofit. It's not the same thing as being a charity. Well, whatever. If someone searches, like, because they literally say they have customers. If someone searches for ISOM looking for their ministry, all this confusing nonsense comes up with a ton of foul language calling people, well, yeah, okay. Yeah, that part is true. Like, EVS is correct about that. But that started when, like, here's my issue with that. and I like EVS is correct. Like Eric July's fans are going to make this much worse for him. But at the same time, like that only began because ISOM initiated a lawsuit, or they threatened a lawsuit against Eric. That's when that began. That's when their trademark actually began getting harmed. So I'm like I'm not entirely sure that you can, because that whole thing begins there. It wasn't a thing beforehand, but again, it's trademark law. I'm not an expert or anything. This will all be used against Eric July at his business in court. In this case, all of this can be demonstrated to have harmed the ministry, and trademark law is pretty brutal. If Eric's fans wanted to help, they'd stop attacking the ministry and behave themselves accordingly. I agree. Now, that said, I think Eric July has a good defense. I think the International School of Ministry, they've got something there. I don't agree with it, but like, there's plenty of things I don't agree with when it comes to lawsuits, and I've been surprised before. So I'm not going to say that they have no case. I don't think on a moral level their lawsuit was ever justified. But the law isn't about morality. It's about the law. So we'll see what happens. You guys let me know what you think in the comments section. I'm genuinely curious about this one.